My name is Doug Parker, and I'm the host of Cruise Radio. This is going to be a tour of Carnival Breeze. Before we jump in here to tour Carnival Breeze, if you like this video or like the channel, feel free to subscribe to the Cruise Radio YouTube channel or give us a like. We sure would appreciate that. All right, to Carnival Breeze. It was launched in 2012. It's 1,004 feet long, 130,000 gross registered tons, and holds 3,690 guests. Of course, once you fill those staterooms with the third, fourth, and fifth person, it's going to go well above 4,000. So you board Carnival Breeze in the main atrium on Deck 3. So the atrium spans Deck 3, 4, and 5 for passengers. You could actually see down into the atrium all the way from Deck 12, I believe, on this ship. Embarkation is on Deck 3, and that's also guest services in the shore excursion desk in the entrance to the theater, which is the Ovation Theater up front, and also the entrance to the Sapphire Dining Room, which is the midship dining room on Deck 3 and Deck 4. But let's start in the front of the ship here, which is the Ovation Theater. So you can enter the Ovation Theater on Deck 3, Deck 4, or Deck 5. Not really issues with sight lines in this theater. You can see a couple of poles here, but if you have a lower seat, you won't be in bad shape. I will say, though, if you're on Deck 3 and you're sitting all the way in the back corner, kind of an issue there with the sound. But Deck 3, Deck 4, Deck 5, if you're sitting close to the rail or, on Deck 4 and Deck 5 or near the rail, you shouldn't have a problem there. Unlike Carnival Sunshine, you won't find a bar in this theater. This is just going to have the servers coming by and asking if you'd like a drink, and they will serve you there. So the midship dining room is called the Sapphire Dining Room. Really pretty, too. A lot of blues in here, and the colors really pop. On my sailing, this was for the anytime dining. So if you wanted to eat between like 5:30 and 9 o'clock, I believe, somewhere in there. Don't quote me on those times. You could eat in this midship dining room on Deck 3 and Deck 4. This one also held the Dr. Seuss character breakfast on the last sea day of our cruise. And then in the back dining room is the Blush Dining Room. That's also 2 stories. The Blush Dining Room is for set dining. So the 6 o'clock dining and the 8:15 dining sit in the Blush Dining Room. Also, the sea day brunch is served in the Blush Dining Room as well. And I do like the aft dining room on this ship better than the midship dining room. I think because there's so many windows, and if you want to sit, if you get there at the right time for brunch, which is pretty much really early, it starts around 8:30 in the morning. You could actually sit along these back windows and have a great view, a panoramic view of the ocean. So that's always good. On Deck 4 aft, you'll also find the Warehouse Arcade. Again, I like these Warehouse Arcades okay, so they don't get too crazy. At least on my sailing, it didn't get too crazy because there wasn't a lot of kids on my sailing. It was a 14-night Carnival Journeys cruise. But these skill machines are really fun. They have some really cool iPads and MacBooks and different iPhones in there. And you got to love Skee-Ball, right? I mean, that's like takes you back to when you were a kid at Chuck E. Cheese. Power Hour happens in here a couple of times during the cruise, which the games are 50% off. So if you're a gamer or you want to have some fun, check this place out. Also on Deck 4 is Club O2. That's the Teens Club for Carnival. Again, Club O2 is just like the adult nightclub, but kind of toned down a little bit. Obviously, no drinks behind the bar, but the teens have a really, really nice area in here if they want to chill out and, just hang out with their friends away from the adults. And the age for Club O2 is ages 15 through 17. Coming out of Club O2, it dumps you right there to the walkway on Deck 4. And if you walk at Deck 4 forward, you're going to go through where the Park West Art Gallery is, where you can buy your prints and your auction and all that. There's also a staircase. So if you were to go, and this is the other club, which is the Club C, ages 12 through 14. And again, they have, 12 through 14 is the Circle C, and then Club O2 is ages 15 through 17. But if you walk out of here and you walk forward, you're actually going to come to a stairwell. And if you turn left on the stairwell here, that's going to take you up to the promenade. So where the Red Frog Pub is and the Bonsai Sushi, right up the staircase. If you keep walking forward, you're going to pass the Thrill Theater. That is their 5D kind of immersive experience, if you will, where you can, the movies really come to life. Put the glasses on, and it's like $7.95 or something like that. And they do showings throughout the cruise and multiple showings as well, so you don't have to worry about it selling out. Then you're going to come to the Internet Hub spot there where you can, print your airline tickets out or your boarding passes. You can also hop on the internet here for their unlimited internet plans, but the social plan, the value plan, and the premium plan, they work on your phones, your laptops, or in these stations as well. And then ahead of here is the main atrium and the photo gallery, and then you'll eventually dead end into the Ovation Theater, which is Deck 4 forward. Deck 5 is where the ship really comes to life in the evenings, and we'll start on Deck 5 forward, which is the Ovation Theater. So, again, this is the show theater, and you cannot, this is the very top deck of the theater, so you can't enter the theater on Deck 6. You can only enter it, again, on Deck 3, Deck 4, and Deck 5. Deck 5 is upper seating, of course. You have 6 elevators outside the theater and some glass elevators there as well that take you all the way up to, I believe, Deck 12. The port and starboard side, just outside the atrium, have the fun shops on Deck 5. And then you also have Cherry on Top, which is the specialty shop. You can buy your candy in there, your wine, your roses. Pretty much whatever you want to get on the ship that's more of a specialty item, hop into Cherry on Top, and you can pick that up there. The Winner's Luck Casino is just aft of Cherry on Top, so if you make your way towards the back of the ship, you'll have the casino. On this sailing, I will say, now it was a casino sailing that I was on, but the cigarette smoke in the casino was horrible. It was really bad. So if you have a smoke issue, we always bypass the casino by going on Deck 4 underneath, which is walking through the main dining room, or we go on Deck 6 and bypass it that way from the kind of the midship stairwell to the aft stairwell, and that's where the staterooms are up there. So you have your options. You don't have to walk through the casino if you want to get to Deck 5 because smoking is a little bit of an issue there. Maybe the next dry dock the ship does, they'll be able to add some better ventilation there because it's not as good. If you're heading towards the back of the ship, if you're walking aft and go out the left door, that's where you're going to find the barbecue, the Pig and Anchor barbecue joint. Of course, you have your smoked sausage there. You have your brisket, your chicken, all the fixings there. Of course, by celebrity chef Guy Fieri. So that's really, really popular. I will say do it on embarkation day because on sea days, the line is legit a mile long on both sides. The line is kind of like Guy's Burger Joint up on Deck 10, where it feeds from 2 different sides. And as you can see, this is embarkation day, and not a lot of people here, yet. Bonsai Sushi is on this deck. You also have the Red Frog Pub, always a fun area to go to. By the way, you think of sushi at sea, you think of, sushi on a cruise ship might not be that good. I gotta say, the sushi on this ship was amazing. I actually went twice on my 14-night sailing, and I tried pretty much a little bit of everything from the spicy tuna rolls to the sashimi and all of that, and it was really good. Red Frog Pub, they do serve the pub food. I didn't get to have any pub food on this sailing, but $3.33 for different things inside the pub. $3.33 per serving. So if you want to buy the chicken wings or the sliders or the coconut shrimp or the grouper fingers, all that's going to be $3.33 there. Just after the Red Frog Pub, you're going to find the Ocean Plaza. Ocean Plaza is a fun spot because that is where you play your trivia. There's a band there, the coffee shop's right there, and everyone's favorite is back here as well, which is the Alchemy Bar. The Alchemy Bar, of course, kind of brings your, I guess they cure what ails you, they say at the bar. You could either order off the menu like the Cucumber Sunrise or 40 is the new 20. They have some really cool names on there for some cool drinks. Or you could check the boxes what you want, and they'll make you something. If you want a little bit of lime juice in it or some thyme or different spices, they have that back there. Or just tell the bartender what your favorite drink is or your favorite liquor, and they will craft you something around that. It's like $11.95 a drink there. Continuing back on Deck 5, you're going to pass the Liquid Nightclub. The Liquid Nightclub fun. I haven't really spent much time in this one. On Carnival Magic, I did on the inaugural sailing. It was some fun stories from that one. But this one has a cage in the bar, and it's cool because people get all liquored up and they want to start dancing in the cage and act like they're wild and crazy and animals. And it's good people watching. I'll say that. Stepping out of the nightclub, you step right into or the area of the piano bar. Interesting concept or interesting setup here because this is like, how most piano bars, you're kind of confined to a circular room with a piano in the middle of it. This one spills out to the promenade. So if you don't want to sit right at the piano listening to the piano player Butcher American Pie or Piano Man or Sweet Caroline, you could sit a little bit back from it and enjoy it from afar. Stepping out of the piano bar, you make your way around the corner. Or you can walk straight back, really. You'll come into the Punchliner Comedy Club or the Limelight Lounge. It's a multi-purpose room, but mostly known for the comedy acts, the the 7 o'clock act and the midnight comedy show or what have you. If you want a good seat, get to this one early. And I say that because while there's not really bad seats at the house, there's not a lot of seats in the house. So you'll be sitting down on one of the couches or one of the rows, or you'll be standing by the bar or having the worst seats in the house, which is kind of level to the stage on the left or right, but kind of inset back a little bit. So you're having to watch the show from a screen, kind of like if you're familiar with the Carnival Sunshine Punchliner Comedy Club setup, a little bit like that. But the comedy shows are hit or miss, mostly funny. But, again, comedy is so subjective, so I'll leave it at that. Now we'll go upstairs to the Lido deck, deck 10. I like this area because you can actually hang out in 3 different levels around the pool. Deck number 10 is where the pool is. Deck number 11 is an area, a deck above the pool. And deck number 12 is right above deck 11, obviously, and it looks down onto the pool. So if you want the shade, you want to go down to, if you want the best shade with the fewest people, go to deck 11 because you have that foot traffic of people coming in and out of the buffet on deck 10. And of course, deck number 12 is just wide open. You'll find the waterworks area on this deck as well. That's where you're going to have the 2 different water slides, the dump bucket, a lot of kids play in the area, a splash zone, and all of that. On the very, very back, or the aft end of deck number 10, you're going to have a pool back here. Also, you're going to have so it used to be, on my sailing, it was the Tandoori, the Indian restaurant, but now it's the Seafood Shack, which is good because if you like seafood at least, it's an a la carte kind of clam strips, fried shrimp, clam chowder, lobster rolls, all that served back at the Seafood Shack. Again, on my sailing, it was a Tandoori Indian restaurant. They've converted that. On my sailing, they actually converted it to a Seafood Shack. Opposite side of the Seafood Shack is going to be the pizzeria. 4 different types of pizza there. They make them to order. If you want to get a pizza late at night, good luck. I think they make them slow on purpose because around 2 a.m., if you're up that late, it's kind of slow there. Either the short-staffed or they do that for a reason, so a lot of people won't go up there and be forced to order that for-fee room service, I guess. I don't know. But plenty of seating in a bar back here, which is nice. If you're wondering if this is an adults-only pool in the back, your guess is as good as mine because it seems like every sailing you get a different answer. On our sailing, kids were not allowed back there, and they actually shut kids down who were trying to jump into the pool and sent them to the midship pool, the beach pool. But I've been on other sailings where kids could do cannonballs in there. So I guess it depends on the sailing, the itinerary, the time of year. What Carnival feels like saying that day, I don't know, but just be prepared. There could be an adults-only pool back there, or it could be a family fun pool. Midship on this deck, you're going to find the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar. You're also going to find the Blue Iguana Cantina with those free tacos and taco salads and burritos. So amazing. Opposite of that is Guy's Burger Joint, of course, a take off of Guy Fieri and his creation that he brought to Carnival back in October of 2011 with Funship 2.0. Lots of different kinds of burgers here, about 2,000 calories a piece, so eat up and just don't weigh yourself. Stay out of the gym if you want to feel good about yourself after eating a few of those. I'm living proof that they could pack some pounds on you during a sailing. You also have the Red Frog Rum Bar on this deck, towel station as well. Towel station is where you'll find your stuff if you keep your belongings or you chair hog. The attendant will kindly leave a sticker on your chair and say, hey, come retrieve it at the towel hut, and that's where you will do that. Just behind the burger joint and the tacos and burritos, you're going to find the Lido Marketplace. You have your Mongolian walk in there. Also the Carnival Deli. You have desserts. Alexa's really, really good desserts. They've been serving this confetti cheesecake lately that is flipping amazing. You'll love it. A pretty good salad bar in the area as well. Decent seating. There's some booths that kind of are inset that are really nice and some benches. My suggestion, if you're eating the Lido Marketplace, is go out to the aft deck 10. You'll be able to find some seating there around the Tides Bar or on the other side, which is now the Seafood Shack. You can sit back there. I should also mention that there are 2 hot tubs by the Tides Pool, which is in the back of the ship, and there are no hot tubs by the Beach Pool, which is the midship pool on deck 10. Going up to deck number 11 is Cucina del Capitano, right above the Lido Deck Marketplace on the back part of the ship. That's going to have the free complimentary Captain's Pasta Bar for lunchtime, and then it's for fee, F-E-E, at nighttime. That's going to be $15 a person. Big plates of like calamari and chicken parmesan and lamb and just different kind of meats and pastas back there. So if you want to leave full, like food coma full, head up there for dinner. Or go for free and have 2 or 3 bowls for lunch. I'm sure you can, it's a cruise, you can order whatever you want, right? In the back of the ship, there are 4 elevators, 4 midship elevators. Also, there are those midship glass elevators, and then 6 elevators all the way forward. Deck number 12 is fun because that's the sports square area. The sports square has the mini golf and the ropes course if you want to race around the ropes course and try to beat some. Well, they don't want you to race, but if you want to quickly move and see who has better coordination, go on the ropes course. I'll put it at that. Also a bar there, a life-size twister game, some foosball. Just behind that, you'll have a basketball court. They call it a multi-court or multi-sport court. And there's a walkway between the midship all the way forward, which is where the slide is. And then if you keep walking forward on deck 12, that's where the gym is. You're going to also have some treatment rooms up there and the reception area for the Cloud9 Spa. This ship does offer a spa pass for the Cloud9 Spa, and it's well, first off, if you have a spa stateroom, you get to go in there anyway. But it has the mineral pool and the thermal suites and the heated chairs. It's like $149. It varies on sailings. If you want to get a couples pass, it's a little bit cheaper. You save like 25% or something like that. But if you've never have purchased a spa pass before or stayed in a spa room, totally worth it. I mean, it talk about just wanting to escape in a quiet area with total relaxation. The spa pass is the way to go. You can also buy a day pass if they're not sold out. That's like $35 or $40 a day. I'm rattling these prices off by memory, so they could be a little more or a little less, but it's somewhere around that price. Deck 15 is the Serenity deck. You have 2 hot tubs up there, some clamshells, a lot of areas to kind of relax and just, kind of retreat away from the noise around the Lido deck. And a lot of people ask me, is it loud in the Serenity area when there's a DJ spinning by the pool? And my answer is no. In fact, if you walk all the way forward, you're probably going to hear just the wind going over the bow of the ship, and that's pretty much about it. There is a slide entrance at the entrance to Serenity, but it's kind of gated off. There's a partition there, a fence. Unless the kids are screaming and acting nuts, you won't be able to even tell that there's a slide entrance there. There's a staircase that takes you from deck 15, which is where the Serenity is, down to deck 14, where the Cloud9 Spa is, and then down onto deck 12, where the fitness center is. There's also an elevator there as well. And of course, this ship does not have a deck 13. And I think that'll about do it for the tour of Carnival Breeze. If I missed anything, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. What do you think of Carnival Breeze? Have you sailed it, or would you sail it? It's a Dream Class ship. It's one of 3. I'd have to say it's probably my favorite class of ship that Carnival has. All right, so once again, my name is Doug Parker. I'm the host of Cruise Radio and the daily Cruise Radio news briefs. You could find both of those shows wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Just type in Cruise Radio or Cruise Radio News. If you like what you've been watching, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more content and give us a like. We do have a handful of other Carnival Cruise Line ship tours out there. We have the Carnival Glory, Carnival Liberty, we have Carnival Sensation we did, Carnival Elation, Carnival Triumph, just a handful, Carnival Sunshine, so feel free to look those up if you want to get a more in-depth look at other cruise ships that Carnival has in their fleet and kind of compare and contrast the two. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.